we've gone ahead and looked at the various ways of configuring Medusa. So what we're going to do now is show you how we envisage it being used in terms of support on both jib and for cable / overhead shots like we've got set up here in the studio. So I'm going to go ahead and apply our 100mm ball, which is right here. And this ball it's got a 3/8 thread, which is standard for any 100mm ball or tripod head. And I'm just going to go ahead and thread that in because we have a thread provided on the top handle of Medusa. And with that applied and with this in hand, I can go ahead and release this. And I'm going to go ahead and put it overhead. And we'll demonstrate that shot for you. There we go. One of the critical issues when you're doing an overhead mount like this, and you know, we've been working on the overhead, the cable cam, and in this case we're just using grip rod on what's essentially our Atlas 30 blocks, which you'll see available in our catalog. One of the critical issues though is this whole fore-aft balance issue, and you can see that I've sort of reconfigured Medusa to have balance forward. I can sort of do this on the fly. It's really nice to have another set of hands for this job, but I can loosen off the Medusa links here, and you'll see that it becomes quite easy to position, if I just grab here, to position it quite a bit forward or quite a bit back. And where I want it to be is right balanced. I can also angle the camera down and ideally, again, reconfigure, find my center of balance, and reconfigure the mount. So not only am I able to reconfigure the balance, but I want to be able to reconfigure the camera angle if I need to for shots. So this rig lets you do that. All right, so now that we've done our overhead shot, I'm just going to pull Medusa off and we'll continue on with our demonstration here. There we go. Okay, so basically that gets Medusa off of our overhead mount, and we can go ahead and basically demonstrate this on our jib. Now normally letting go of a weighted jib would be a recipe for disaster and certainly a hole in our ceiling tile here, but I got Nick back there who's going to restrain it. So I'm going to let go of this. I do have some counterweight on, and we're going to go ahead and put Medusa on a typical jib, in this case a hanging jib configuration, which would get the camera right to the floor, and we can demonstrate that. We could go ahead and flip this around if you wanted the jib, if you wanted the camera sticking up, but in this case this gives us what I like to call the floor scraper configuration. Medusa helps too in getting the front balance, because a lot of times if you're using a rig on a slider like we're doing, you may not have it balanced fore-aft, which is kind of important. So at this point it's now on the jib, and I'm going to get Nick to go ahead and operate that, if you like, from the floor where apple boxes are sitting. So go ahead and bring that up, Nick, and we'll simulate this shot from the floor. So that's the floor scraper shot. So again, Medusa is designed for the top mount application like you're seeing here. So we'll disassemble this and go on with the next part of the demonstration. So I've successfully retrieved the unit from the overhead. We'll just leave that ball in there, it's not a big deal. And quite frankly, if you're using it in this mode, you could probably just leave it up there, but we'll go ahead and slide it back on. And now we have Medusa back on the LTS system. So you can see we've kind of showed you an application for the Medusa in a number of different ways, as a cage builder, as a support for jib shots, for overhead cable shots. We've showed it as a chest brace, we've showed it as just handles, and finally it's back onto where we see a lot of people using it on our LTS systems, handheld or otherwise. So there we go, that's Medusa. I think that we've covered just about everything that you can do with this unit. I'm sure that we're going to find customers, as they often do, finding a use for it that we never thought of. And if you do, please share it with us. You can email or just post it up on our forum, and we'll be glad to share that rig. And you know, if you come up with other ideas related to this unit, we're always listening, and if it makes sense, we'll build it. So thanks for watching. I hope that explains everything you wanted to know about Medusa.